Tesla is shattering records, and it's not just because of electric cars. Uncover how AI is powering Tesla's historic price rally, and you'll never guess what's fueling the next stage of Tesla's explosive growth.
Price targets are always, estimates, price targets, ratings are always under review. Fundamentally, nothing's changed. I said in my last note they're going to beat the quarter. I'm bullish. I'm very bullish. Nothing is bearish in what I've said.
So you don't really think it should be? You don't really think fair value?
It's not. It's not a $400 stock. This thing is it's an emerging growth equity that's a large cap. This thing's got lots of room to run.
Jed, you are the true bear, I think, but do you have a price target? You probably think 395 is too much.
No, I mean, listen, we've been a long-term bull on Tesla. That being said, we downgraded earlier this summer. Is a tactical downgrade is a result of the regulatory credits being cut and that gap, which is about 200 basis points, that's taking out of the model. And I think that the market reacted in the way that we thought for a couple of weeks, and then has seen through that largely on some of our data around robotaxi. So you have a setup here with Tesla where we're going to get great delivery numbers. We think 480,000 above street expectations in a few minutes here. But the market is basically saying that the auto business doesn't matter, that it's really about AI, robotaxi, and looking through that. Our take is that, you're still going to have this gap in terms of the profitability. And what we need to see, because Robo doesn't hit the model in any material way to make up for that until 28, maybe 27. So you've got a couple of years where how are you going to do that? And that's that we thought the market would react negatively and give us a better opportunity to, become more constructive at a lower price.
That didn't happen, obviously. What do you think did happen, Jed?
Yeah, sure. Listen, take me as an example of never bet against Elon in this case. What happened is I do think that, one, you're seeing much better data out of robotaxi in terms of, we've published a few notes here, including our experience, driving in the car in August or several times. So the ability for that to scale and their cost advantage in the ride share. So we estimate that they have 1/10 the cost structure as a Waymo, for example. And so if they are able to take this probabilistic AI model and scale that versus a deterministic Waymo, then your profitability is, quite frankly, enormous compared to others, and they'll take that share. That's what the market is focused on right now in the scalability. But that doesn't come until 27, 28. You still have this gap. That's what I think happened in terms of we're in a frothy market, and I think that there's a willingness to look through near-term issues, and we got that wrong. So what will get us more positive on the name? We need to see a little bit of that gap filled. What we're focused on right now is on the energy side. Energy, we think, is kind of the foundation of what's happening in the U.S. to fix all of our problems, including some of what the economists were talking about before. They have a business that's only about 15%, but it's 25% of the profitability. The ability to scale, if that can come in and backfill what's being lost on the auto side, then that would get us more positive, and that's kind of what we're working on right now.
Craig, you listen to all that, agree with any of it, or how would you counter a lot of those?
I think it's funny. Jen should probably look at some history here. The reason they're beating this quarter is because the federal EV tax credit's going away, right? There's a small pull forward of demand. And then everybody else that's been building these compliance businesses and these businesses to actually grab the subsidies, instead of doing what Elon Musk is doing, building a great company, right? All those guys are retreating from the market. So the market's going to mix towards Tesla over the next several quarters. They beat this quarter as expected. And, the auto business is great. So, put that aside. People don't care if robotaxi is 28, 29, 30. They want to know, is Tesla going to dominate? How are they doing versus Waymo? Waymo's got 3 monkeys in the back seat. Let's talk about tele-operation engineers, 3 drivers, not 1. Tesla's going to do better than that, right? So the potential for a $1 trillion valuation around robotaxi business is huge. People will discount that out. Optimus, supply chain, they're talking to the parts suppliers about 30 million units. I don't know if they ever get down to the 35 grand that they think they're going to sell these robots for, But, you put that together, that is a tremendous opportunity. So I mean, this is a very bullish time for Tesla. They can give us a ton of different catalysts. This November 6th AGM, I think is going to be really exciting. Elon is back. He's in the saddle. He's a wildly creative guy, free thinker, which was held against him for a little while. But you know what? He's an alchemist, and this stock's going to work.
So you do think, Craig, I'll ask Jed the same question. You do think that was held against him for a while? You think some of the weakness in the stock was because of what he was doing on his free time, Craig?
Yeah, I think politics and Doge kind of worked against him a little bit. It's nice to see him make up with Trump. Circumstances could have been better for our country, but Musk's got his head on straight. He's a wildly creative guy. He's an alchemist, and Tesla's got a lot of room to perform.